So I wanted to take some questions from you guys. Good afternoon to you too. Make sure you swipe to the right and share this to your followers. I want to help as many people as I can in 10 minutes. I need another device so I can track my 10 minutes. All right, who's going to be the first question? Ask me anything right now about entrepreneurship, about building your personal brand. All right, let's see. Social media cleaned up for branding. How would you suggest doing that? What to keep? Oh, okay, great question. Only what works. Only what seems to really be giving you a lot of engagement right now. There's no need for you to be on every single platform at all. If you're afraid to start cutting things off too quick, then, and if you aren't already using a dashboard, then you need to be using a social media dashboard. So use something like a Hootsuite or a Buffer. Yeah, Buffer's fine, but use something like that, like a Hootsuite or something like that, to really kind of see exactly what type of interaction and engagement you're getting. But there is no need for you to be on multiple networks. Anybody? Next question. Facebook personal page or business page, which for branding? Great question. All right, this is an age-old question. I'm going to say right now, actually Facebook groups. That's what I'm going to say. But I would say if you don't want to do a Facebook group, I would say do a Facebook fan page. Your personal page, technically, for all intents and purposes, should be more personal type stuff. Although if you look at mine, there's a lot of personal as well as branding of stuff that I do. But I try to keep that to a minimum on my personal page. So definitely fan page, but I highly recommend you take a look at groups. Really take a look at groups. There's different reasons for using either or, but I personally feel that, I don't know, there's more engagement with groups. Oh, you have 2 groups and 2 fan pages, so it's cool. Great, that's awesome. Yes, groups do seem to be very well. Hold your camera up. We only see your mouth. How is that? Really? Green. Yes, okay, you need to hide your chat or you have to lower your keyboard. That's right, thank you, because I'm like, wait, I'm not zoomed in on me. That's my mouth. So hit me up on an email and tell me what your experience is and what you're looking to do and what maybe you think you can do for the Mario Armstrong Media team, and we'll be right there. Video won't load for me. Wait here for poor connection. Ah, so sorry to hear that. Yeah, it's New York City. It's kind of rough like that. Why do you wear those terrible glasses? Because people like you think they're horrible. That's why. So now I'm more memorable. Love you for the comment. Thank you. I hate these glasses. All right. Hello. People are coming back, so I must have had a poor connection. Let's see. I love the glasses. Like them. I'm not worried about it. People don't like them. Look, that's the whole thing, people. You got to be comfortable with being you. You're not going to please everybody. All right? And if you know me, you know I'm big on glasses, I'm big on pocket squares, and then I'm big on shoes. Like that's my thing. Glasses and sneakers. Yes, that is Mario. It's authentically me. All right, so what are your questions? Hit me with the hard stuff. Come on, we got like, I do need pink glasses. I got blue, I got clear, I got brown, I got yellow. I don't have hot pink. I need that. I just had a notification on my phone. I got an email from MSNBC. I wonder if that has to do with our show pitch. I wonder. Thanks, DDSKC. I like my style too. It's hard for us guys to stand out from the rest, so thank you. Oh, how to stand out from the rest. Got it. Okay, it depends on what your business is, but first and foremost, you should know what your competition is doing, not in an effort to take them out, but in an effort to understand your uniqueness. And a lot of times what happens when I tell someone to focus in on the competition, they make that their whole thing. You don't want to solely focus on competition. In fact, that should be the third thing you do. The first thing you should do if you really want to know how to separate yourself from the clutter is to double down on your strengths. So write down on a sheet of paper what you are absolutely unique at and what you are strong at. Write that down on a sheet of paper. What are you really super unique at? And what are you strong at? And that's going to be able to help you start to market and promote that uniqueness to get you to be outside of the clutter. Okay? All right, any other questions? Keep them coming. I'm doing rapid fire answers about entrepreneurship, personal branding, freelancers if you need help, people if you're working in a career and you're trying to figure out how to make it happen or get it to the next level. I want to hear from you. I'm giving you my raw personal experiences. People that know me on this chat, you know that I'm like straight up transparent. I don't try to be better than anybody else. I just try to share as much as I can. I don't know, Marcus, is that the same question from before? Business page or personal page on Facebook? If you're promoting a business, then I would do a business page. How to get known as a graphic designer? All right, how do you stay focused? The Pomodoro technique. The Pomodoro technique. Every 15 minutes, you stay focused on, every 15 to 20 minutes, you stay focused on one task and one task only, and then you take a 5-minute break for any distractions, email, social media, any of that stuff. Do the Pomodoro technique. What's your take on bartering service with people business if you have little startup capital? Great question. Great question. The whole thing with startup capital, I'm going to do a whole Inspire Scope on this, which is my video series on Periscope. For those that don't know me, my name is Mario Armstrong. I appear on NBC Today's show. I'm an entrepreneur. I have 6 employees that work for our company, and we create a bunch of content. No hablas español. I'm working on that though. So to answer that question, which is a great one, how do you know when to partner or do you partner with or barter? So the answer is you absolutely barter when there is absolute upside for you. So if you can get a new client out of that potential bartering, if you can use that potential bartering to show your credibility, to deliver your product, that will enable you. Here's the difference. You got to know when it's time to not work for free and to work for a fee. So there comes a time when you cannot barter everything. And it comes a time when people are going to take advantage of you because they think that you'll just barter with them. Normally, the people that barter with you first are not the people that you should try to convince to pay you later. Normally, the people that barter with you first are the ones you're using to build your experience, to build your credibility, and to get your name out there. And then you use that, you market that as a way to find either their competition or someone similar to them to actually pay for your service. What's the best way to brand yourself? Pastor K. Self, this is a great question. And I want to come back to how you should use sponsorship to build your business on the side. Because a lot of people think you have to have capital, and that's why you do these barters and you do these other things. We built our company based off of sponsorship first, and then investment. Like, I went broke in 2008, people. Like, completely broke. I have no shame in my game. I show my bank account statement on the website. I show the fact that I was using Coinstar machines. I show the fact that, like, I was down and out. Like, we didn't lose our house, but we lost a car, and we were down to one car, and we had to keep my kid in school. So, you know, the entrepreneur thing is real for me. And so what you'll find out if you're just joining and just learning from me is I don't give you, excuse my French, I'm sorry if this offends anybody, but I don't give you bullshit. Like, I do not give you hype. I do not try to sell you crap that I got going on. That's not what I'm about. I'm about trying to share and help you guys be the best that you can and just share my experiences. And the fact that I've been blessed to be around successful people has given me access to other things that I want to share with you guys. Pastor K. Self, to answer that question, yes, you have to make sure you have real value to secure the sponsors. That's why you barter first if you don't have any experience or if you don't have the credibility. That's how you build up your portfolio. Okay, you build up your portfolio that way. So great point. Pastor K. Self, how do you brand yourself? Thank you, Marcus Harris. Yes, I try to keep it real, man. Thank you for vouching for me and for letting people know that, like, I'm the real deal. In order to brand yourself, you got to pick the platform that's right for you. Too many people choose technology first. Too many people choose technology first. You're supposed to choose the technology last. I did a whole Inspire Scope episode on this. If you want to go and watch it, we archive all of our broadcasts on YouTube. But all you got to do is go to neversettleclub.com/InspireScope. Could someone type that in the chat for me? neversettleclub.com/InspireScope. Go there and you'll find one of my recent scopes about that exact issue on how to really build your brand using social media. And in that, thank you, Deborah. That's the web address right there. Thank you, Jay. So in that, you'll find that I tell people choose the technology last. So you have to figure out what is the best platform for you to deliver your greatness. Are you better at taking pictures and talking through images? Then Instagram should be you all day, every day. You should own, crush, kill that platform. If you're a video person like I am, and you love to let your emotion and your facial expressions and all of that be seen, then video, Periscope, Instagram 15 seconds, YouTube, that should be your platform. If you write phenomenally well and you can say things that are really snazzy, really great, and you can do it in 140 characters or less, Twitter is your platform. Don't try to be all things to all people. That's where people go wrong. Pick what's actually best for your uniqueness and what's best for your messaging. If you know you deliver kick butt video, then own Periscope, own Meerkat, do whatever you got to do. You're absolutely spreading yourself too thin. That's exactly it. Yeah, so DM me on Twitter. I love that. Appreciate it. All right, how do you rebrand? Ooh, oh my gosh. Okay, here we go. Rebranding yourself is a tough one, because the best thing to do to rebrand yourself, if you can, is to take a small jump from what you were doing before to this new thing. In other words, try to find a connection between what you were doing before and what you're known for to what you're trying to evolve to next. I'm glad to hear that was really helpful to pick the platform last and pick the one that you're best at. Yes. It's hard to rebrand. I'm going through it right now. A lot of people know me as the tech gadget guy. That's not what you should know me for. What you should know me for is the guy that's going to motivate you, that's going to inspire you, and give you substance and help you take that next step in your life that's going to help you live a better life. And oh, by the way, since I know a lot about technology, I'm going to help bring technology into that to help accelerate your personal growth. But most people know me as like the tech gadget guy, but that is so limiting. So what I'm having to do now is find out ways that I can use my inspiration and my motivation and couple that with what people know me for, that is technology, to start to rebrand myself to a bigger picture. And it's really more of an evolution more than a rebrand for me. So keep that in mind. If you can, if you're trying to rebrand yourself, take a small step towards that. Or you just got to go away completely, go undercover, get out of it for a minute, and then come back big with a bang. But one of the ways to start doing that right away is using the social media tools. I'm sorry, I missed the last couple of questions. I should be reading this more, and I'm paying attention to what's going on in the city. Walking in the light. I love you for that. Thanks for the great comment. You just made my day. Your solid fans will recommend you. Thank you guys if you are recommending this. Best personal development tips. Oh, best personal development tips. Be true to you, number one. Number two, don't look for anybody to owe you anything or hand you anything. Market yourself and stop being scared or worried about marketing yourself. Cut it out. It's fine. Do it tastefully. Do it tastefully. I'm coming to LA for a shoot with State Farm Insurance. I got to do a video shoot and a commercial for State Farm in LA in early August. So make sure we connect, man, because I'm definitely coming to LA. Yeah, if that's your issue, you cannot allow today's landscape to make you feel uncomfortable. There are classy ways to promote what you're trying to accomplish. If you just, you know what, here's the thing, right? Let me just be real with you guys, right? Straight up, let me move from this restaurant. Let me just be real with you guys, right? Straight up, here's the deal. If you start off with the right intent, if your intent is to help other people, or if your intent is positive and pure, then you need to stop worrying about sharing what you got. The longer you hold off sharing your gift to the world, the more the world misses out. You got to believe that right now. You got to believe what I'm telling you. The more you hold back sharing your gift, the more the world hurts. Okay, don't you answer our questions. Sorry. All right, what are your questions? Keep them coming. I'm sorry, I got on my little moment there. Don't just tell us your story. Okay, well, ask the questions. I'm ready for you. When to say no to protect your brand? All the time. You probably should say no more than you say yes. Too many people are allowing themselves to get diluted, especially in the blogger space and in the freelance space. Too many people are willing to do too many bartering. People are willing to do stuff without a lot of value. Just because you get some free stuff doesn't mean you should put your brand out there for everything that's free. Just because someone's going to send you stuff for free, that's not enough for your value. So you got to put a higher value on your hour and on your time and on your name, and that's how you start to say no. It's tough. I'm not going to make it seem like it's super easy. It's tough. Tell us how you could be a success in personal. I didn't see the rest of that. I got to go, but catch you on replay. Thanks so much. I appreciate you catching it on replay. Yes, you end up selling yourself short all the time. I see it happen to the greatest people. Some of the best people sell themselves short all the time. And it's just because you don't know what your own value is. And you have to understand what your value is and what you bring to the table, and then let that be able to decide whether or not you should do a deal or not. It has to have immense upside for you. Would you recommend to start locally? Absolutely. Love that idea. In fact, that's how I got my start. And I call it free to fee. Free to fee. So start locally and do stuff for free. I went straight to a TV station and said, I want to give your viewers technology advice once a week on your network. I don't want any money from you. Most people go wrong right there. They're like, I want to get paid, and here's what the going rate normally is. You bypass all of that stuff when you say, I want to bring value to something you're doing, and I don't want you to charge. I don't want you to pay me for it. Then you're only going to do that for a limited amount of time. But you do that locally first to get a couple of clients, or to get some exposure, or to get some credibility, or to get some experience, and then you convert over to the fee part of it. How did you convert from free to fee? Great question, Lemersh. Great question. So at a certain point in time, it all depends on everyone's life circumstances and their situation, whether or not you have savings, whether or not you're working a full-time job. My recommendation is if you can work a full-time job while you're trying to build your thing on the side, it makes it much easier for you to be able to do the free to fee. Hashtag that, from free to fee, hashtag that. That was going to be a book title a while back, but we're working on a different book right now. So to convert that, normally you can try asking the place where you're working for free to now do it for a fee, but most of the time that does not work. What you need to do is take what you've just done for someone else for free and take that over to a competing organization, person, product, or service, and they will pay you for your expertise. So normally, if you're doing it for free, you're either trying to build up your experience or your credibility or gain a client, and then you want to go to the next level. You want to convert that, a demo tape or something? Well, it depends. What business? So this sounds more like you're in the TV business. Is this why you're asking? Because if you're telling me you're in the TV business, and I can give you some very specific things, or in the media business, I can give you some very, very specific things. But that's how you convert it. I got lucky at the Today Show. I got lucky when I went on the Today Show and I went on there free. Okay, good to know that you're just looking for common ground. I'm going to tell my mama, she said you approved the free to fee. She hates when I do that. Yeah, the thing is you can't do it too much. You have to do it because there's major upside for you. Absolutely. I'll come and talk to your youth in a heartbeat. It's something I love to do. It's something I'm good at. I like to have fun with kids. And I know I can really change kids' lives. So I'm absolutely willing and down to do that in a heartbeat. In a heartbeat. We're putting together a road show now. So I lost my track. I lost my point. Sorry about that, Lemerce. Thank you so much for saying I'm an inspiration. You're awesome. Could our interns interview you? Yes, absolutely. MarioArmstrong@gmail.com. MarioArmstrong@gmail.com. Or just DM me on Twitter. And then I'll respond back. How do we contact you? I just gave you that out. MarioArmstrong@gmail, or just DM me. I'll come and speak at USC. Yeah, I would love to. We got to work on that. I got some big news coming too on Periscope, guys. I just secured a sponsor for my Periscope show. Like, I went to a smaller company that I know could use some exposure, and they're going to be a product placement type of ad that I think people will not reject. What do you do already? Free nonprofit to promote service. Could you retype that? I missed it. Retype that question. Come on, I know you guys have more questions. Fire them off really quick. Only got a few more minutes. I want to help as many people as possible. Whether you're trying to change jobs, whether you're trying to build your brand, whether you're trying to figure out how to live your passion and monetize your passion. That's the biggest thing for me, is I really am good at helping people understand what they're passionate about and what their true purpose is, and then actually how to make money doing that. Because if most people could do what they love to do for free and actually make money doing it, more people will be much more happy. All right, any other questions? I'm launching my virtual assistant business. Need help securing paying clients. Okay, this is a really great Miss T. Camille. Tired of free. So are you launching this and you've been doing free already? Or because if you're launching brand new, then it would make sense for you to do a couple of free things right now just to get your name out there. Only one or two. And you can be smart about who you pick, right? Like, you can pick someone that's going to be an influencer, or pick someone that's really going to promote you well. Pick someone that has a following that you think really needs that service, and then show your value. But then be very clear. Here's the problem with bartering. When people barter, usually we are in such a position of wanting to get an opportunity so bad that we don't take care of ourselves. So what you have to do in a barter, you have to create a barter agreement, okay? I had a brick and mortar tax business for 5 years now, going virtual. Okay, but that was a tax business, right? So are you doing a virtual assistant for taxes, or are you doing a VA service? Because those are two totally different services. So you might need to actually do a thing or two at low cost or free to get your name out there and to get some buzz. The only thing I can say to you as well is you need to start figuring out which social media platform is strongest for you to share your tips and expertise. And then identify the travelers and the busy people that are on that same platform, and then reach out to them in a non-promotional way. Does that make sense? You got to understand your market. You got to understand who's going to pay for your service. You got to do that research. You got to understand. I spend immense amount of time doing research. There's not too much that someone can tell me right now about the media landscape. No audio. Are you serious? I might be shorting out. Let me know if that's still the case. Did you hear that horn? You should have heard that. Okay, you have audio. Okay, cool. All right, you can hear me. Okay, great. All right, any other questions? I'm going to start heading to my apartment. I got some emails and stuff I got to get done. I'm glad to see people can hear me just fine. Anything else? Slowing you guys down, challenges you're facing, issues you're dealing with. My biggest fear is failure. Yes, thank you. Don't say whiskey. Hey, don't say whiskey. I know. Hey, don't say whiskey. I'm trying to get over that. Yes, look, man, look. I love you, Dulce. You know this. You know I love you so much. Here's the deal. Fear is a paralyzing emotion. I mean, it's actually such a paralyzing emotion. I've seen some of the most talented, beautiful, incredible, gifted people be shut down by fear. Be shut down by fear. Literally shut down. So there is a YouTube video I did that is on there. How do I promote as a nonprofit business, get sponsored, sell service? Okay, I'll come back to that. There's a YouTube video that I did on the Mario Armstrong Media channel under the Never Settle Club that talks about this exact thing. Here's the thing. What are you most afraid of? Here's the real way to tackle fear. One real way is to look in the mirror and really identify what you are afraid of. And then here's what you do. And people don't do this step, and when you don't do the step, you miss out. Write it down. I need you to write down on a sheet of paper. This is how you overcome it. You're going to write down on a sheet of paper what, on one side, on one column, you're going to write down what you are strong at, what you are great at, what you are exceptional at. Okay, you're going to write those things down. I don't care how basic they are. I'm great as a parent. I'm great as a caregiver. I'm great as an artist. I'm great as a blogger. I'm great as a virtual assistant. Like, write down, I'm great at people. I'm great at fashion. Like, whatever it is, write every single thing down on this 2-column sheet of paper. One column is going to be what you're great at. And then the other column is, what are you most fearful of? What are you most fearful of? And here's the difference. If you don't answer this truthfully, you're done. You're never going to accomplish your fear. You're not going to overcome it. So don't BS yourself. Don't fool yourself. You're only fooling yourself, and you're only making it harder for you if you don't answer what you are truthfully in fear of. Is it looking bad? Is it being embarrassed? Is it losing money? Is it everyone, we need to watch this again and take notes. This is some good stuff. Oh, thank you, LaShonda. Is it that self-confidence? That not everybody is energetic and out in your face like somebody like me, right? Like, I'm a supernatural, energetic person, and I'm a people person. I have my weaknesses just like everybody else. I have my fears just like everybody else. The difference is, am I honest with myself about what my fears are, and am I willing to take small steps? People try to bite off too much more than they can chew. Take small steps towards accomplishing that fear. Very small. So if it's public speaking, you don't then go and try to speak in front of 50 people. You go and speak in front of 10. And they're your family, your friends, okay? You've got to warm up slowly. You have to take small steps to accomplish and overcome fear. One of my friends that I follow, his name is Mark Guai. This dude has fear of heights. And right now, he is doing rock climbing. And he's doing the rock climbing not out on the countryside. He's doing it inside in a safety gym with a harness. And he's taking his time, one rock at a time, climbing up and then looking down and being more comfortable with trying to see that fear. Here's what fear boils down to: being comfortable in uncomfortable situations. You will grow as a person if you decide to allow yourself to grow and be comfortable in uncomfortable situations. The more you put yourself in uncomfortable situations, the more you personally will grow. Boom. Bottom line. That's it. No more questions. This it became like a seminar. Where are the questions? Mr. Jordan G just joined. I covered a lot, so you may have to watch the replay. You know when something is good when you forget to heart it up for Mario. Yeah, man. I mean, I'm like giving you my soul. I'm giving you everything I got. I'm giving you my true, authentic experiences here. So I need you guys to go ahead and heart that thing up. I need you to put it out there big time. I need you to get to tap that screen and heart it up amazingly. I was wondering why it got so quiet. I was like, maybe my thoughts aren't resonating with people. Maybe no one's really feeling what I'm trying to share with them right now. I'm glad to see it was the information was so good that you guys were like being focused on listening. I appreciate that, DDSKC. Yeah, I was on a roll there, Marcus. Sorry, I got on my Sirius XM mode, my radio show mode. Where am I right now? I got to get back. Oh, okay, cool. So I got to go up a block. All right, I'll walk with you guys up a block. So if you got any other questions or things that you're stuck on, hit me up right now. Failure or rejection and not knowing how to deal with that. First step. What do you feel? Okay, fear of rejection is real. That is usually based around a confidence issue. I don't still do XM, not yet anyway. I might bring it back. But we do have a podcast. We do have a podcast now. You can get my audio podcast at neversettleclub.com/podcast. Get it. It's hot. Bunch of free information. Plus, we're doing a live, well, not live, but we're doing a phone number that you can call in and ask your questions so you can hear your voice in the podcast. The first step, if you're in fear of rejection, is, see, I want to be very careful with this, because if I tell you something and then it doesn't work for you, I don't want you to feel even more rejected. Like, that's what I'm saying when I'm seriously delivering information. I'm not just like spouting this stuff off at the top of my mind. I'm actually thinking through how you can be as successful as possible with an answer to your question. So here's what I would like for you to do. I really want you to email me. The person that asked about that fear of rejection, I really want you to email me. My email is marioarmstrong@gmail. marioarmstrong@gmail. Send me, yes, I miss doing those social cam videos too. Send me an email with what you are in fear of, and let's have a dialogue, and let me help you. Let me help you out, okay? Take you on to really get you past that, because it's several stages, and it's not fair to just kind of give you a quick answer in 15 seconds. There's like 3 to 4 stages that I need to help you get through so that you can feel immensely confident. I'm located in New York City and in Baltimore, Maryland. So I spend my time mostly on the East Coast, except when I'm doing some work in LA. But right now I'm in NYC. Same fears here. You guys that have fears right now, you guys need to be joining my Never Settle Club. Like, I didn't come on here to promote that, but I'm telling you, if there's anybody that's in this Never Settle Club that's in this chat right now, please tell them how the Never Settle Club is so supportive of helping people to overcome things like their fears. So go to neversettleclub.com and join, or go to the Facebook group. We have a closed Facebook group. So I'm inviting you guys into our closed Facebook group. Do a search in Facebook for Never Settle Club and ask to be invited to join, and you're going to get a daily and weekly dose of support, advice, guidance, tips, videos, and other people that are going through the same challenges that you're facing, that also have answers to your problems and your situation. So yeah, see, LaShonda says it's life-changing, motivational and inspirational 24/7. The group is for real. So I would love for you, if any of you are really stumped and you like anything that I've been saying so far, imagine joining a group that's got like 100 times this. All right, just join the club. Sounds like just what I need. I think it will be. We think it's really awesome. It's transparent. It's authentic. I'm not trying to sell you crap within the club. I mean, maybe a t-shirt here or there, but it's not about that. Talk to Amber. We met at Blogalicious last year. Good to see you on here, Amber. Thanks for hanging out. Appreciate that. I'm going to continue walking. Just joined. Thank you, DDSKC. I think you're going to really, really enjoy it. I think you're going to get a lot out of the club. And just once you're approved and once you're in, start commenting and liking other people's stuff, and you'll see how quick the community embraces you. You got me with a t-shirt, iPhone case, and mug, and I love them. Yes, I did. And I'm not making a salary off of selling t-shirts and mugs. Mario, ebook or paperback? Ooh, good. Now we're getting somewhere. Thank you, Jonathan. Great question. All right. Here's my 2 cents on ebook or paperback. Paperback, if you want to go the publisher route, extremely challenging. You can get it done. Don't let people tell you they can't get it done, or you got to have this credibility or that credibility. The thing is, you need to have a tight pitch. If you're going to go paperback and you want to have a publisher, you need to meet with some people that have done a pitch before, and then you got to be ready to pitch at least 15 places, at least, because you're going to probably get 14 and a half no's. So with that being said, ebook is much easier, much faster to distribute. More and more people are reading ebooks on digital devices. And I would also say, if you're going to make an ebook, turn that into an audiobook. So, and if you don't have a great voice, hire someone on the cheap to do some voiceover and read that book, and turn that also into an audiobook for yourself as well. I would definitely, if you want to build up, I would definitely start an ebook and then build up from there. Oh, and by the way, if you do any publishing deals, make sure you own your digital rights. A lot of these media companies are going to try to take your digital media rights from you. So if you do a deal with a major publisher, make sure you clearly understand how you can own the digital rights to your book, so they don't screw it up, and so that you can actually make more revenue long term, make more money from it long term. Cool. What's that? What's that question mark? I don't know what that is. Damn, people are dropping and joining back, so my connection must be a little rough. It's New York City. Okay, here we go. How do I promote as nonprofit business to get sponsors and sell services? As a nonprofit, it's tough to do that because it is a nonprofit. However, you can get sponsors to fund your initiatives or your mission. The deal with a nonprofit is this. You have to do the best of your ability to line up your nonprofit with a corporate sponsor that fits your mission. So you got to do your homework. You got to think through. Thank you, LaShonda. I'm really going to think about that. You have to think through what is the mission of your nonprofit and who does it help. And once you really understand the demographics and the psychographics of who your nonprofit is really best helping, then you need to identify which sponsors or companies or organizations best match those demographics and psychographics. So for an example, if you are let me help you get back to work, like maybe a back to work initiative, maybe for the homeless, or maybe just for people that have been laid off, and you're a nonprofit and your whole thing is about trying to help people get reemployed, if that's your thing, people that are going to need to be reemployed are going to need maybe a suit or some nice clothing or stuff to get so that they can get on their feet and go do interviews. So wouldn't it make sense for you to maybe approach a Men's Warehouse or I can't think of a female store, but you know what I'm getting at. Approach them because they have to have a win in it for them, and it has to be a fit psychologically with your psychographics as well as the demographics of your membership. So hopefully that'll help. The thing is, you have to package this up and put it in a pitch. What I find most people don't want to do is they don't want to do the hard work that's necessary to then get in front of people. You have to have something to show. You have to show me impact. What's the impact of your nonprofit? How many people have you served? What's been the benefit long term? You got to show the analytics and the measurement, and if you can do that in a short form type of presentation, then it makes it easier for you to cold call people and try to get meetings. But all these companies are doing corporate social responsibility. So if you don't know about that, if that's new to you, CSR, corporate social responsibility, look into those companies that are doing that. And quite honestly, you know what I would do, man? I would start with whoever is local. Too often we set our sights for like national right away. We think big business, big companies, big organizations, and we're overlooking a ton of small and medium-sized businesses that are right in the same community that we service in, that would be able to easily, I did it again. I did another, every time I hop on Periscope, I do some type of Marioism. I come up with some word that's not a real word, easierly. I gotta make a book on my isms. But I'm being serious though. I think you really need to look at the local market and find out who locally will appreciate what you're trying to do with your nonprofit or with your organization. That's it. Start there. Start small. Once you start small, then you can start building up. People go for the big thing and they do that too fast, and what happens is you get discouraged, you get deterred, and it feels like incredibly hard work because you feel like you're not getting anywhere. You feel like, how can this be? How is it that I'm doing a nonprofit to help people and I can't even get somebody to help me? Like, the intent is pure. You're trying to help people, but you yet are struggling to try to get people to help you help people. It seems ridiculous, and it happens all the time. So it really just boils down to you being able to know your demographics and your psychographics of who you best reach, and then look locally for organizations that should be connected to what you're trying to do, and then create a very quick but small presentation that shows the impact of what your nonprofit has been doing. People don't want to do the hard work. They got to do the hard work. You got to create if you saw me on a street right now, here's another one that people drop the ball on all the time. How many of you right now, I want your thumbs down if you're not ready and this is new for you and you're going to learn on this tip. I want your thumbs down and I want you to be honest. Or if you're doing what I'm about to say, I want your thumbs up. So here's the deal. You got to be honest with me. How many of you right now have on your tablet, on your smartphone, your portfolio? How many can show me your work, your client's work, your impact, your nonprofit, your presentation, your pitch, a video clip? How many people? Be honest. Thank you, Miss T. Camille, for being honest. LaShonda's honest. Thank you. Team Marie PR. That's good. That's great that you got it. Not ready yet. Okay, good. Here's the bottom line. You should never, ever, in the day and age that we live in technology, you should be able to see anybody on the street at any given time right now and be able to quickly show somebody in a minute or less who you are, what you're about, and what you're doing. If you can catch their attention, they're going to sit there and continue to watch. So have other things ready to show them. I have on my home screen, I have one folder that has 7 different things in it. Some of those are bookmarks to web pages. Some of those are bookmarks to videos. And some of that is bookmarks to my pitches. You've got to have that stuff on your phone. I remember public speaking, and I would go to an audience, and I would say, anybody in the audience right now that could show me anything about what their passion is on their device, I'm going to give you a free laptop. Like, I was just giving out prizes. It was mostly focused on kids and younger adults. But my point was, and a kid showed up. Some kid had a portfolio in a notebook, an actual physical notebook, which was great. He had a bunch of drawings. It didn't matter to me that it was physical or digital. It mattered to me that he had it on him. So you got to have more than a business card these days, folks. Don't just be walking around with the business cards. All right. How do you get a sponsor for Periscope? All right, Alex Daily TV. So what I did was I went to a company that I know has a consumer-facing product. I speak to a lot of consumers on Periscope, and I speak to a lot of people that are looking to be uplifted and are looking for direction and are looking for practical strategies that they can use to move their life forward. And so I wanted to find sponsors that meet my psychodemographics as well as meet my demographics of my viewers, and have a product placed in the background of my scopes that I can, for every so often, refer to. Like, it's going to be like, this episode of Inspire Scope is brought to you by WeMontage. WeMontage will be behind me, and basically what a WeMontage is, it's removable wallpaper of your favorite images. So you basically go to this website, you create a collage of all your favorite images, and they turn that into removable wallpaper. No nails, no frames, no nothing. So if you live in an apartment and you can't put holes in it, if you live in a dorm, can't put holes in it, all of that's important for removable. What was ask me that investment question again. I'm sorry, I missed it. Ask me that again, and I'll answer it really quickly. So that's what's going to be in the background. We're going to have the WeMontages right in the background of the Periscopes. And then next I'm going to be working on bigger sponsors. Everybody that's usually watching this is probably on some mobile device, right? So doesn't it make sense if I have a mobile sponsor my Periscopes? So the sponsor is WeMontage. WeMontage. Go to WeMontage.com. That's my first sponsor. My next one that is I can't announce it, but I will say a mobile provider. Why wouldn't it make sense for me to have a mobile provider be somebody that advertises in my Periscopes? The key is you want to do it, you don't want to disrespect your audience. You want to be authentic to your audience, and you don't want it to turn into a commercial show. You don't want it to turn into a crap show. So you really got to think through, who do you want sponsoring? Yes, WeMontage.com. That's exactly how you spell it. All right, Dulce, I got you. What's the biggest investment you ever made towards your goal? Woo! The biggest investment I ever made was when I had no more money. Well, I lie. I had $200 left in my bank account, $200. And I had a chance to go to speak. I was speaking for free. I had a chance to go and speak at an event, at a conference. This motorcycle is going to be way too loud. I can hear him already. And I had a chance to go and speak at this conference that was happening in Florida. The problem is, I was already at a conference that I was being paid for, but I wasn't going to see that money for another 45 to 60 days. I was being paid for to be a speaker at this other conference that was happening in North Carolina. The opportunity for me was, if I spend my last $200, on my trip to Florida, where this other conference was happening, I was either going to go broke or I was going to end up being a huge success with this situation. The situation was, if anybody watches CNN or has ever watched CNN, that was a target of ours. I was trying to get on CNN years ago, and I targeted CNN specifically. So there was a conference that I was asked to speak at for free, but the conference was being moderated by TJ Holmes. So TJ Holmes at the time was the weekend anchor at CNN. And he was a mover and shaker over at CNN, an influencer. And I just had this feeling in my gut that if I could get in front of him, if I could get him to recognize me, and if I could make a pitch to him about what I could bring to his show and to his viewers, that maybe he would give me a shot. So when I found out that he was moderating this panel that was happening in Florida, I spent my last $200 to go to Florida, not knowing what the outcome was going to be. Here's why it was even riskier. Because as I mentioned to you, I was already at a conference in North Carolina that I was paid to speak at. I was paid to be their opening speaker and to be their MC for their dinner. The event in North Carolina was exactly one day in between those 2 days. So let me break this down for you really quickly here. Thursday, I'm in North Carolina, and I do my opening speech for the Thursday North Carolina thing. Friday is the thing that's happening in Florida, okay, that I need to get to Friday morning. Friday night is the awards gala that I have to be an MC at. So I had to calculate my risk of leaving a conference that I've already been paid to be at, leave North Carolina, fly down to Florida on Friday morning, be at the panel Friday morning with enough time to get back to a plane to get back to North Carolina before anybody missed me so that I could do the awards ceremony Friday night. It was a really, really huge risk, a major, major investment, and like I said, it was the last $200 that I had in my pocket that we had for the whole company and the whole business. So that was a major, major investment in a huge, huge way. Any other questions? God, this Periscope is going like so long right now. This is so crazy. How'd it turn out? Check my demo reel. It was, I guess, the answer to that question is it turned out great. He was there, he moderated, and the whole plan worked. It worked like a charm. So much so that it actually scared me because at first it didn't look like it worked. So he was moderating the panel, and what happened was he started making faces, like these weird, like crooked up faces. And someone that was in the audience came up to me later and was like, I don't think TJ Holmes likes you at all. And I was like, why? What did I do to him? And they were like, well, when you were answering questions and answering questions and stuff like that and giving your comments, he kept making these weird looking faces. Well, it turns out those weird looking faces were faces of like interest and intrigue. And he was ultimately curious as heck as to why he didn't know of me beforehand. Like he was like making the faces like, you know that face when you hear a good song come on the radio, you're like, man, that's my jam. Or you know that face you make when you bite into something that is your favorite meal, and you're like, oh my God, it's so good. If someone didn't see that context or know that context, they might think you hate that sandwich. So my point is, it worked out. He came up to me at the end of the conference, or at the end of our panel, and said, who the heck are you? I want you on my show. Let me go get my executive producer to come meet you. I met her. They were like, why is TJ making such a big deal about you? He wants me to meet you. I don't know who you are. I don't care. And he goes, you got to have this guy on my show. So she gave me a shot, and I must have stayed up the whole night for my first CNN episode. In fact, for like the first 6, I stayed up all night, every night, just like studying and rehearsing. And then I went on and killed it. Like, you had to bring it. I brought it. So on my very first episode on CNN. You can catch it on YouTube. I got on, and then the rest was history. That gave me, I didn't get paid. That was free to fee. Are you following my story? Free to fee. Trying to help you guys here. That's what got me in the door on national media. And then from that, I was able to start getting on shows like Rachel Ray, and then Dr. Oz, and then the Today Show. And now I'm a paid contributor. When I show up on the Today Show, I'm not a guest. I'm a paid contributor. So anytime I show up on MSNBC, CNBC, or any NBC station, I'm actually being paid to show up. So that's different. So I went from free to fee. Anyway, I love you guys. I can't believe that what was supposed to be 10 minutes has turned into like an hour. I got work I got to get done. My boss, Nicole, is going to be so upset when she finds out how long I've been on Periscope, because I got work I got to get done. We got to get this TV show. I got to get this TV show happening. Like, the type of information I'm giving you right now is exactly what we're trying to put into a talk show for TV. And you'd be surprised how the executives are just like, it's too positive, man. You're too positive. So I might need you guys' help and support. I might need to just take this straight online, go to like a Roku, go to like Amazon, go to Huffington Post. I might just need you guys as an army. I might need an army of people that actually believe in the content that I'm talking about here and want to see stories from real people, with real practical steps. I might need your support, because I might need to start doing some Twitter campaigns to get people's attention, to let me get in their office to show them my sizzle reel and make my pitch. So I love you guys. Even my trolls, I love you too. You're a human being. I still love you guys. It will work because it's amazing content that's needed. Yeah, I know, right? I have to believe that too, but I'm telling you, the gatekeepers, it's tough. And I'm not going to let them beat us down. There's no way I'm letting them beat us down. Like I said at the beginning of this, and I'll end on this. If you are not sharing your gift with the world, you're doing the world a disservice. And I know what my gift is, and I know what my purpose is, and so I'm trying to live to the fullest in that. And so I'm not going to give up until it's done. Love you guys. James Oliver. Hey, that's the guy that runs We Montage. James, I just mentioned our sponsorship. I just mentioned how we're going to have a We Montage behind me, and what a We Montage is, and that it's going to be a product placement sponsorship. So good to see you in here, man. I got to roll. You guys catch the replay.